Hello and welcome, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, so if that is your jam and you enjoy that type of content, then you might want to consider subscribing. Now, last week I shared with you an MLM that is the party plan, and we have ladies going on Facebook, doing Facebook Lives and shucking oysters, and this is Vantel pearls. Well, wow, we're not alone. There's another one. I think there's a lot out there, and I'm just like uncovering them, and they're a bit frightening. This one is different. It's about rings. It is called ring bombs, and I think Karen just needs to stop with these parties, but hey, I don't control Facebook. If you would like to support me and the anti-MLM content I create, the very best way you can do that is through my Patreon, and that will come up here somewhere. There's also going to be a link to how you can do that in the description. It's really simple. There are 3 tiers ranging from $1 to $10 a month, and literally any amount helps, keeping me moving forward in fighting against these multi-level marketing companies, no matter if it's a party plan or not. So in this video, we're going to take a peek at what these gals are doing in their Facebook Lives, and we're also going to explore how you can become a ring bomb hostess. That's what they're called. They're called hostesses for some reason, you know, I guess because they're partying on down. I don't know. Anyway, and we will look at all of that sort of stuff, and I'll give you my insight. So let's go ahead and hop to it, and let's check out what these hostesses are doing. So what did you think? Are you ready to party? Are you ready to have your very own ring bomb party? I mean, these gals, you know, they're putting in some effort. So let's go ahead and discuss it. And the thing is that not all parties are created equal, you know? I've seen some parties where there's thousands of people that have seen it, you know, the views. I've seen hundreds of people in attendance, and then I've seen some that have a handful. And can you imagine, just for a moment, you're just starting off in this business, and you're competing against those people that get a lot of views and they get a lot of shares, like a ton of shares. I don't get it, but okay. Another thing I've noticed is that it does look like somebody's upline will attend their event. And I think that's for the people who are just starting, because, you want to kind of prop them up and, give them some sort of encouragement that somebody cares and somebody's watching. But what it seems like to me, as I have watched a number of these parties, is that there are some people that have like repeat customers. And what I'm kind of picturing is that there's someone who is just buying ring after ring after ring after ring for some reason. I'm still not clear as to why, but they are. They seem to be going just goo goo gaga over these rings, which just still perplexes me. But I digress on that. So let me kind of show you, tell you, whatever, I'm here. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you something. Okay, so earlier I had on my lights because I have fancy lights. Now, no, I'm not fancy. I'm working, I maybe trying to get a little fancier with the equipment and stuff, but I have these softbox lights. So earlier I had the ones on over here, the one. And now I have the one on over here, and that's probably opposite for you. But anyway, I don't know if it looks better at the beginning of the video or now. And when I'm recording it, I can't tell. And then when I'm editing it, it's hard for me to make a decision. So let me know if there's one way that you like it better, earlier or now. That makes sense. Anyway, okay, let me describe this whole party thing. So a hostess, a ring bomb hostess, is having a party. Now, typically she is looking for someone to sign up to have a party, because then that person is going to invite their friends, and then their friends are going to be buying this, these rings. That's how I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. People are into buying these rings. It just really perplexes me. Anyway, so you invite your friends and they're going to be buying the rings, and they attend the party for however long it goes, and makes me know, never mind. Anyway, they're there, okay? Supposedly, whatever. Let me get on with it. Okay, so the person comes on and they're live, and generally they all do sort of the same thing. They all point up above and they tell you, if you don't see a red sign which says live, then it's a replay, and to put replay below. Now, why in the world would you put replay? Because let's think about that. Is that person who's hosting the party, is she going to go back and read all of those comments? I mean, maybe they do. I mean, really, maybe that's part of it. And that would seem like an awful lot of work, especially if you have got a whole bunch of people who are attending. That just seems like a lot of busy work to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I mean, okay. Anyway, again, so you have your people that are going to be there. She comes on live. She greets people, and she's chitter-chattering back and forth. People are commenting, or they're not, because sometimes they aren't. Because think about this. If you don't have that many people on the live, there's not going to be that many people who are engaging with you, right? So there she is, and she's waiting for someone to buy a ring bomb. And when somebody makes a purchase, what happens is that she has her thing of water in front of her, and she'll put like the little ring bombs on a tray and give you several of them. And she'll tell you to say 1 to 4, because she'll point them out, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or A, B, C, or D, however she does it. You pick it out, she takes it, makes a production of dropping it in the water, and it fizzes, and typically you don't even get to see the fizz. And honestly, I would think seeing a fizz or something would be kind of exciting, but these ring bombs are not like a bath bomb. Bath bomb. Yeah, they're not like a bath bomb, because they don't have like all the scent and stuff. They're just kind of like this plain stuff, kind of like Alka-Seltzer, but not, but large, chunkier, with something that fizzes, or, it dissolves or something. Anyway, and there she is, fishing it out, and then it's like wrapped up in some plastic, and so she takes it out of the plastic because it's a mystery, and then she oohs and ahs and just goes mad. I mean, the woman is just so excited over what she just found. And then she puts it on one of those little finger things. I don't know what to call them, but they're the display thing for rings, and then holds it up here to the camera so you can see your treasure. Wow, that's it. Doesn't that sound like something you want to sign up for? Okay. I know, I don't. I mean, but people do. They just seem to like to attend these parties. And one of the things that I will say that has bothered me as I've watched these is that there are some people commenting, and you can just tell that they're going through some difficulty. I've seen people who have, sick relatives or a sick child, or I could tell by something that they commented that they're having financial difficulties. And at least one person I watched, and I just thought, oh my gosh, you're love bombing. You are so love. That was Chalupa. He just opened the door because he wants to go and get something to drink. The boy is just always interrupting my videos. Anyway, so these people, I can tell that they're in need of something. And this person is like, oh, we're just here to love on you. It's okay if you don't get anything. Just come here and we'll just, we'll lift you up. It's all the love bombing stuff, That's what's going on, and it just really creeped me out, especially now that I know what all that stuff is, because there was a time that I didn't. And someone who might be lonely or be having a challenging time in their life, hearing those words that they're just going to be loved on and stuff and feel like they're a part of a community, that's going to give them that warm fuzzy. They're going to feel good about going to that because they're going to find that fellowship. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's basically how the party sort of goes. Now let's take a look. Let me talk again. Now let's take a look at what does it take for you to become a ring bomb hostess. So how much does it cost for you to be a ring bomb hostess? Well, on the website, it says $49 plus you've got to get your initial inventory. Your initial inventory is 25 rings. Those 25 rings cost you $350. So your kit, and I'm not sure if it comes with, the bombs like it says here or not, if they change that, but I do know that you can't have a party unless you have some ring bombs. So you got to get some inventory. To stay active, that means that you have got to have that personal volume of at least 350 every month. This means that in a 30-day time frame, 1 month, your total wholesale orders must be $350 or more. So let's take a look at this whole compensation thing. Now, I know it is tiny. It's hard for me to see too, but just bear with me. Across the top here, all of these gems, that's basically the different ranks going from citrine to opal, but it doesn't stop there. And I will try to zoom in and hopefully you'll be able to read some of the stuff at the top. For citrine, that is what you're coming in at, right? So initially, to be a party leader, a citrine party leader, you need that 350. You see why you need to buy some stuff initially, because you want to be that first rank. You want to be active so that you qualify to make more money in the commissions that I'll get to in a minute. Okay, but it's just not party leader. There's also the senior hostess, and that person's personal volume is 525. That means she needs to spend $525 on ring bombs. Got it? Now there's the level 1 qualified hostess. This is your direct downline, meaning people you recruited, people who you got to sign up underneath you. Those are the people you are personally sponsoring, okay? So to be that's when you're going to need that 525, okay? But there's also this thing called qualifying team volume, and that qualifying team volume needs to be 2,000. So that means between the two people you signed up, In total, those two people need to spend $2,000 on ring bombs. But it doesn't stop there because you want those commissions, okay? Now across here underneath commissions, you see where it says 20% across the top? That is for the 20% that you earn each time you sell a ring bomb, all right? Each time you sell a ring bomb, you earn $3.59. So that stays the same all the way across the top, all right? But you can earn more in these various bonuses, and there's 3 different bonuses. So now let's say that you want to be an Amethyst Senior Party Leader. Now let's look over there. You need to have 2 Citrine Senior Hostesses in your downline. So 2 people in your downline need to be spending at least $525 a piece. But for you to be at that Senior Party Leader as an Amethyst, that means the qualifying team volume needs to be $3,000. So they keep upping the ante, so to speak. You got it? Now, what happens as you keep going across, you can see that each time you go up in a gym, you go up in rank, who you need to have underneath you to qualify is going to be 1 gem behind you, 1 jewel, whatever, 1 behind you. If you're an amethyst, then you need citrine. If you're emerald, you need amethyst. If you're sapphire, you need emerald. Is that making sense? Are you following all that? Because I know all of these comp plans are a bit fuzzy, and that's definitely intentional. So in addition to earning your commission, the 20%, the $3.59, each time someone buys a ring from you, there's also these, different bonuses that I talked about. So let's look at what this is, okay? So there is the personal sales commission at $350 PV. You see that, and underneath it, the personal volume bonus 1 is $1,000 PV, meaning that you spent $1,000 to buy these ring bombs, so that you can earn an additional 5% on your total PV for that month. So, as a new hostess who buys $350 worth of ring bombs or gets 25 rings, that person is earning that $3.59, which is a total of $89.75. But if you're hitting that 1,000 PV, meaning you've spent $1,000 for 70 of these ring bombs and you've managed to sell 70 of these ring bombs, then your profit is $251.30, plus you get 5% on the PV, which is $50, okay? So basically you've earned about $300. Now to hit the second bonus, you need $1,500 in the PV, meaning you need to spend $1,500 on ring bombs, which that will get you about 105 of these ring bombs for a profit of $376.95. And now you'll get 10%, which is another $150. So that means you have earned $526.95 after spending $1,500 on these ring bombs. Bonus number 3, which requires 2,000 PV, meaning you spent $2,000 on ring bombs and you got 140 ring bombs so that you could sell them with a profit of $502.60. Plus now you get 15% back on your PV. So for spending $2,000 on these ring bombs, you make a grand total of $802.60. So what I did here is over here on the right hand side, I just looked at the PV that you needed at those initial, different ranks, and I'm not going to list them from citrine to opal. It doesn't really matter, but you're starting out with needing 350 PV or 25 bombs. Then you work on up to the next level. You need 525 PV or 37 bombs, 620 PV, 43 bombs, 715 PV or 50 bombs, 800 PV or 56 bombs, 890 PV or 62 bombs, 985 or 69 bombs, 1500 PV or 104 of these ring bombs. So the hostess price is $14.36. These rings retail for $17.95. So that makes the profit of the $3.59. Now you are told each ring that you buy for $17.95 as a retail customer will reveal a ring that is valued at ranging from $25 to $500. Now, again, if you want that 1000 PV and you're going to sell these rings, so how many rings do you need total? I mean, ring bombs do you need? 56 of them. That means that you need to spend $800. And if you sell all of those, the profit just on those is $201.04. Now, I'm not going to work it on up in terms of, doing all that other math. You heard me go through it one time, but I hope you can start to see a picture of someone who keeps buying ring bombs to be active, but isn't necessarily selling all of those ring bombs. You capiche? This was taken off of someone's live because I thought it was great. At least they have the retail prices. So there's more than just these original ring bombs. So I'm not sure what the profit margin is for these things. And honestly, it doesn't matter because it's all going to just boil down to the same thing. You keep buying more and more and more inventory to be active in hopes of getting these different, like bonuses. But what happens if your people are not hitting those amounts that you need them to hit? I bet you there's some kind of flipping that around. You're buying stuff for people or doing something. I mean, I'm just thinking there's some shenanigans. So there's the Sweet Bomb rings and necklaces. There's the Gatsby women's and men's. There's also this Catch a Unicorn, which, right now is fall unicorns. So they're going to have different unicorns for different seasons, all to get you to keep buying because you most certainly don't want to not have what other people do. Then there's the original ring bombs, the Little Diva ring bomb, that's for kids. And then there's a flat fee for shipping. Now I get that some people could be attracted to getting these ring bombs, I also can see how you can get addicted to it. I looked on the Better Business Bureau because I wanted to see what are people saying. There's a lot written there. And here's what I think is funny, because you can tell when you look at this stuff that there are some Huns coming in saying how wonderful everything is, because that's typically what Huns are going to do. If somebody's saying something janky and negative, they've got to defend their thing. It's that cognitive dissonance, You can't have anything conflicting. So there's a bunch of people on the Better Business Bureau talking about the poor quality of these rings, talking about how the rhodium wears off because they're dipped in rhodium. They're plated in it. They're not even all silver. Maybe some are silver. I think I read somewhere that some are silver. It doesn't really matter. And then they're talking about that the stones are coming out and stuff. Let me tell you, you could go just about anywhere and get some really cool jewelry. Myself, I like actually looking at what I'm going to get, trying it on. I used to love going to this store here in Houston called Argenta. I think after Hurricane Harvey, the last one closed in Meyerland. I don't think it's there anymore. And I love their jewelry so much, all very reasonable. And you could just, you could try things on. And when you're getting these ring bombs, you don't know what you're going to get. And there are some of the settings that, they look okay, but some of them to me look way over the top, and it's just not my style. And you can't choose what you're going to get. It's all a surprise. It's all a mystery. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like mystery. Maybe it's just me. Now, women who are selling this stuff, I understand that you might think this is a good idea, but when you start crunching the numbers, you can see that you have to keep purchasing these stinking things, and you have to keep hoping that you're going to book parties and that whoever is having the party that you're going to be dropping the stuff for, that they're going to get people to attend that will fork over money. Now, like I said, Your mom will only buy so many of them. Now, I have seen some of these women that are selling this stuff have 10, 20, 30 rings that they're showing that they're saying, oh, these are my own rings. Can you imagine how much money that they have spent on these? Because you know what? They have those because they haven't been able to sell them, but they have to keep being active. And here's another thing. A lot of these gals have different prizes that they give away, okay? And sometimes a free ring. Think about, and there is traffic going by, and you're probably going to hear that, and that's just how it is. Anyway, so there are people, these women, who are doing all different kinds of games and having other prizes that go with it, be it makeup bag, makeup brushes, candy, you name it, just all kinds of different things. So that's an additional expense on top of at least $350 that they are spending every single month to get those initial 25 rings. But if they're at a higher rank or they're wanting to hit some other bonuses and stuff, they're going to need to spend more and more and more. So who is the customer? Is there really such a high market for these things? Plus, I have found little ring bombs on Etsy, and oh gosh, there was somewhere else that I found them too. I mean, heck, I bet you there's a DIY. You could make them yourself and probably go and get a bomb somewhere and, you know, just basically just DIY it, okay? You can totally do that yourself if you want to do that and sell them. You can get rings wholesale and do your own thing. You don't need to go through MLM is my point, because that just keeps you on the cycle of buying from them, chasing after having this freedom. But think about the amount of time you're going to be spending on these parties. And I can't remember the number of what they say is the typical sales. I think they say it's like $600 to $1,000. I could be wrong on that. So if I am, let me know. But they say that's average. But how do they figure out that average? Because one person could be having, you know, selling $599 worth of stuff, and one other person is not, you know what I mean? That math just doesn't really work out, because there can be somebody that's selling a lot and somebody who's not selling very much to come up with that average. That doesn't mean when they say average that you are going to be selling that amount each time you have one of these ring parties. So when you have these ring parties, they're not just like 20 minutes and done. I mean, these things go on for, I think the shortest I've seen was like 46 minutes. And I'm thinking that's probably because there weren't a lot of people coming on to buy these rings. And then I've seen others that go over 3 hours of doing these ring bomb parties. That's why I, speed up the clips, because if you sat there and just listened to the gobbledygook of just the chitter chatter, you'd be bored out of your mind. I mean, I wouldn't be able to sit there and do that. I just honestly wouldn't. But do you see how this can be problematic? They're chasing after something that you're just not going to be able to attain. And I did see someone recently that they just got back from the cruise. So, they earned their spot with that cruise. That meant that they had to fly there, probably had to stay at a hotel, whatever else they did. It cost them more money to go on that. I saw someone else that was talking about some charity thing that they did, but they earned a spot to be able to be somewhere to box these things up for charity. Earned a spot. Again, they're having to fly there or drive there or do something. They're spending their money to be able to participate in this thing for charity, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I did not look into the owner and all of that. I typically do that. But the whole concept of people having these parties and expecting people to come on the lives and, spend money, because they will have all kinds of like music playing, and they're doing things to get people's attention. But how do you hold their attention, especially if you're not getting inventory? You got to keep on feeding the beast. You got to keep on getting that inventory in, right? Are you following me? Am I making sense here? Or am I talking to myself? Maybe I am. I don't know. Okay, let me know in the comments, because I'm thinking of doing this. I'm very fascinated about these party things, because some of these gals are going way over the top with all the hoopla that's going on to create some sort of party atmosphere. I think I might do a video just on creating that party atmosphere and what all goes into it, in addition to what they're spending on whatever inventory, be it Vantel pearls, be it ring bombs, be it something else that's MLM that they're doing to create, like come and buy my stuff, because you got to get people's attention, and people have a short attention span these days. I hope you've enjoyed learning a bit about these ring bomb parties. And, I'd love to hear your experience with them. If you've seen them on Facebook or not, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you ever bought one? Would you ever buy one? And if you bought one, what did it look like? Was it worth it? Did it fall apart? I want to know. Inquiring minds, what can I say? Anyway, thanks so much for spending time with me. And remember, it's up to us to put our experiences out there. If you've had an experience with MLM and it's not been so kind, and that's the case for most people, do file with the FTC. There is a link in the video description that will help you with doing that. And your story is important. So remember, it's not you. It's the system. It's the system and how these businesses are designed, because when you join, you, my friend, are the customer. They just make you think that you're going to find all these people that will buy stuff from you. And it's just not the case, because you know what? Nobody's going around looking for this stuff, I mean, I think about if my mom was alive, again, she'd probably buy a couple of rings from me, or even have me shuck a pearl or two. And she might even get, some of the people that she's known for a long time, if my aunts were still alive. And my aunts are usually family friends, and they weren't all her sisters. But she'd probably get some of them, to buy something, or she might do that. But I can't imagine, that she would want to keep buying these rings. And anybody that I know, if I got them to buy a ring, there's going to come a time when they'll be like, yeah, I got me one, I got me two, I got me five, I'm done. You've got to go out and find more people. So I'm thinking these women are going into Facebook groups, going into mom groups, going different places, trying to make friends. Because, I know that's what I was taught as a Beachbody hunt. You're just basically looking to expand your network, but you're really trying to rope them in to buy your stuff. So again, if you have had issues with MLM, it's not treated you so good. And that's the case with most people. Most people are just losing massive amounts of money. File with the FTC. Share your story. Don't be ashamed of it, because it's not your fault. You were taken in, you were basically conned. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a new anti-MLM video. And remember, your story is important. We need to get it out there. If you have been, damaged by an MLM, most people have been who have ever joined, file with the FTC. There's a link somewhere in the video description that will help you do that. And I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. And remember, change starts now.